Eating in Kuala Lumpur is a lot like reading one of those choose-your-own adventure books. You can eat at street food stalls, make your way through a local market, or you can reserve a table inside one of the most famous buildings in the world. I did it all, and while I did eventually come to love Malaysian food, it took me a while to really figure out just what it is that makes it so special. My name is Josh, and I'm a digital nomad who lives in a different country every single month. Join me for a culinary journey through the vibrant streets of Kuala Lumpur, the gorgeous capital city of Malaysia. Now, my hesitations regarding Malaysian food all started when I learned the national dish. It is called Nasi Lemak, and essentially Nasi Lemak is a sort of coconut rice dish usually served with chicken or other sides. I decided to try it at a restaurant with the word Nasi Lemak in the name. It's called 100 Years Nasi Lemak, and it is located right in the heart of Kuala Lumpur, not far from the Berjaya Times Square building. And the first thing that I noticed when I walked in is that on the menu they have a picture of blue rice. Not white. Rice is usually white. Nope. Blue rice. I needed this. I needed my rice to have something exciting, something special about it. And you know what? Now it does. I mean, it's blue. It's so pretty. I also ordered a teh tarik, which is a famous Malaysian pulled milk tea that I absolutely love, along with some chicken skewers, which are a super fun and easy to eat street food common in Malaysia. On the whole, this was quite good, I have to say. I'm a huge fan of milk tea in Asia, and Malaysia's version might be my favorite variety of them all. The chicken that came with the rice was super crisp, but not overdone, and I somehow didn't stab myself with the pointy end of the skewers. So, all big wins. This was solid, but I have to say, I wasn't excited. Not yet. This meal didn't quite get me hyped about eating in Malaysia. I needed to try a few other things first. So, naturally, I pulled out my phone and did some research. When I'm traveling full-time, having a fully charged phone with reception and data is not only important for me researching my next Malaysian meal, but for literally staying alive. That might sound dramatic, but believe me, getting lost in a foreign country is no joke, and that is why I am forever grateful to the sponsor of today's video, Airalo. Airalo is an app that lets you download a digital eSIM straight to your phone. No physical SIM cards or airport kiosks, and it works in over 200 countries and regions. Airalo has been my personal eSIM brand for almost 2 years now to ensure that I have access to data anywhere in the world. Here's how I use it. When I'm at the airport just before flying to a new country, I'll find my destination within the app, buy a data package, and install and activate the eSIM just before getting on the plane. That way, when I land, the eSIM immediately connects and I never have to go a moment without data. If you haven't used Airalo and are taking an international trip, download it now for free using the QR code on the screen and use code JOSHP3 for $3 off of your first eSIM purchase. I personally really love it, and I know that you will too. And a huge thank you to Airalo for sponsoring this video. Okay, remember how I said I was doing research? Well, the truth is that after a while, too much research makes me start to feel a bit overwhelmed. So what I ended up doing was booking a night food tour, and it was honestly the best decision ever. Why? Because taking one of these nighttime food tours through Kuala Lumpur gives you access to a local who knows exactly which stalls are safe and cheap and delicious, and most importantly, just quintessentially Malaysian. Our tour went to various places all over the city and lasted for like 4 hours. Insane value. We cut through the Central Market, a place that I'll come back to later in this video, but our primary location for the tour was to visit the Petaling Street Food Market. This was a wild experience. I'm gonna trust the video to do most of the talking here because I can't lie to you, I just kept being handed more and more food, and even now I have no idea what most of it was. There was rice, and there were skewers, and there was shrimp, and some salad, and then there were just so many different kinds of like very exotic fruit. I swear there was this fruit with like snake skin in there, and rambutan, and this thing that looks like it's straight out of a video game. I might be overly trusting because at a certain point I just stopped asking questions and I popped whatever I was given right in my mouth, you know, just straight down the hatch. If you want to book a night market tour like this one in Kuala Lumpur for yourself, I have an affiliate link for you down in the description below. It was at this point that I sort of started realizing how extensive the food culture in Malaysia really is. There is so much to try. Thankfully, I was in the country for a whole month, and so I had time, and all of my favorites were still yet to come. If you watched my video about food in Jakarta, Indonesia, then you already know that I love Malaysia's Char Kway Teow. During the food tour, I mentioned that we skirted through Kuala Lumpur's Central Market. We didn't stop there during the food tour, but I knew I had to go back. I popped into the food court and found my way to a restaurant called Supergrai, where I simply ordered myself another teh tarik along with some Char Kway Teow, which means stir-fried flat noodles. I mean, it's hard to go wrong with fried noodles, meat, and veggies. It's iconic and it is so delicious. It's my favorite meal in all of Southeast Asia, alongside the very similar Ki Mao or drunken noodles from Thailand. And you know what? This was the meal that finally did it. This is the meal that converted me into a believer of Malaysian food. I was on such a high that I decided to do something crazy. I wanted to keep the momentum going. So I got up and ordered a famous local dessert from another restaurant within the food court. And just as quickly as my mind was blown by the noodles, this dessert suddenly made me unsure about Malaysian food all over again. I mean, I'm joking. Well, kind of. The food stall I'm referencing is called Manis Manis, and there you can order yourself a little something called Cendol, which is a famous Malaysian dessert. And this might be one of the weirdest things I've ever eaten. It is shaved ice with green jelly noodles and corn and red beans on the top. Okay, this is absolute chaos. But then it also has coconut milk and sugar. So yeah, it's also sweet, but it's also savory. This whole thing may be chaotic, but for all of its craziness, I did eat literally the whole thing. So, do with that information what you will. Nighttime in Kuala Lumpur is like a movie. I mean, look no further than the iconic Petronas Twin Towers. They're so beautiful, it's crazy. You don't go to KL without seeing these towers. I mean, you just don't. In my last video, I spoke about the magical water show that happens outside. But since I was there, I had to also go inside and see what the food options are like in one of the most famous buildings in the world. I was lucky to find a Malaysian local food restaurant that is perhaps a bit higher end than the ones you'll see outside or in the markets. This is called Chili Kampung, and it is the place that would for sure seal the deal for me. Everything on their menu is local, but I decided to order the beef MASAK Lemak. I had been eating a lot of chicken, and so this felt totally different from what I had already tried. And it was. Wow. Masak lemak is like a spicy coconut curry with chili peppers, and this one blew me away. It had so much flavor in the curry, and it was spicy from the peppers, but also sweet from the coconut at the same time. I already knew that I loved Char Kway Teow, but getting the chance to have something totally different, but also very unique and completely delicious, like this beef masak lemak, was such a joy. I mean, I really loved this. And so yeah, I kind of walked away from these towers feeling a bit of whiplash. Malaysian food is so hard to pin down. It has such a wide variety of flavors, and just when you think you understand it, boom! Cendol shows up and challenges every culinary idea you have ever had in your entire life. But you know what? My takeaway is that all of this chaos is actually what I love about it. Malaysian food is like the kid you grew up with that is so random and will just do anything. Kuala Lumpur is like that. It's a mishmash of so many cultures and regions and people that the different sorts of food can sometimes totally take you off guard. But man, is it fun. The longer I'm away from Kuala Lumpur, the more I miss it. And while it takes a while to understand the dynamics of the food scene, once you see it for what it is, a melting pot of cultures and styles that is as dynamic and interesting as the people who live there, I think that you, too, will realize that the food in Kuala Lumpur is surprising, delightful, and absolutely cannot be ignored. You are an icon. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and if you missed it, click here to watch my video about my unbelievable experiences throughout Malaysia.